Obama has inherited one of the most profound economic crises in the history of history. And the other problems, the new form of warfare, that we've gone from a two-theater model into more a guerrilla model, and urban fighting, and light artillery, and the way in which terrorists can operate, that a bank account can be as dangerous as an M16. So he's taken on this set of problems that is absolutely overwhelming, and yet he still stands tall. And he's coming at each of these problems in a way I think we have rarely seen in terms of leadership. And I, for one, I am extremely proud of him, the way he's tackling one issue after another. However, it's time. He has to act now for LGBT people and for LGBT youth. And the time is very much pressing in on us. And the reason is simple. We cannot afford to lose another generation of LGBT youth. We can't afford it. We all act as though, or I think some gay leader adults, that would be me, walk around thinking, this is amazing, they're so empowered, oh, they just have the world by the tail. And then here's the reality. Frankly, they're coming out younger, they're brave, and guess what? They're visible, and they're getting the crap beat out of them. They're out on the street sooner, they have fewer resources, and so Obama and this administration must act, because yet another generation is going to, in large part, fall through the cracks. What I've always said, and HRC I think has always taken to heart, is that, you know, it's our job to be their parents. We're more their parents, the kinds of kids that end up at SMYAL, than their own parents are in many cases. So there can't be anything more urgent than this administration can do than to take the most vulnerable in our time on the most controversial issue where there is no federal laws, none. Okay, there's one, little one, that applies to parks on certain days when the moon hits at an angle. There's one weird little law in national parks based on sexual orientation. But there are functionally and virtually no laws. And it's 2009. So for them, for the men and women, the young men and women of SMYAL, we owe it to them as an example, as a microcosm in the nation's capital, to force our leaders to act. And if not us, then who? We're right here in Washington, D.C. So I, for one, think that we do need to ramp up the pressure